What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel, y'all. We have a lot to discuss, okay? Like Martell LeVar Holt is literally slicker than an oil spill, okay? He has done so much on this show, and he knows it too, because he tried to get ahead of it and possibly cover some things up. And I'm going to talk to you guys about it, including these abuse allegations that he blamed on production and new details on the revenge P, child. We're going to talk about everything. Also, there's some photos floating around, I guess, that his videographer has taken. So we're going to talk about that too. But before we get started, y'all already know I need you to hit that like button for me, please, and thank you. Also, share this video because that's how others find me right here on YouTube. I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Okay, you guys, here is my disclaimer. You see that banner at the bottom. This discussion is about reality TV and pop culture and for entertainment purposes only. All comments are opinion, my opinion, and alleged, okay? So let's get into it. Y'all remember, well, I should say this. Carlos King dropped that podcast event he did with Melody back in January. He dropped that on his YouTube page about a week ago, right? And y'all remember, you should remember that there were two events that happened right before the podcast, right before everyone headed out to the podcast. And that was that Martell had gotten arrested for the revenge P, and Martell had wrote a letter or a note on Carlos King's IG page where he was basically saying what viewers think they see or think they hear, they didn't see or hear. This is all an act, okay? He did both of those things. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it, y'all. Boom, let's start with this. So back in January, when Martell wrote this message, we should have known something was going on then. It seemed like it was basically he was covering some things up, like maybe he was getting, a whack tat tat tat, a rat tat 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 at home against his Lego My Ego. Because he said, listen, production villainizes me. You guys make me out to be an abuser and a stalker. You make it seem like I want Melody, and I'm done with you doing that to me. Show my real life or show nothing at all. He even said that you may fire me after this. So he was putting out all these buzzwords, child, that would definitely look good in a court if, so inclined, if he was bringing this as a defense, which I strongly feel he did, especially since now we know he has appealed the case. Because a lot of us have been asking, didn't you actually say you were guilty of this, sir? So how did you say you were guilty and then flip it to, you want a new trial, a jury trial at that? But anywho, Martell is asking for an appeal currently, and we'll have to see if it gets approved. But if it does, this new case is going to bring more charges, more arrest, and it's not going to go in his favor. Right now, he has a 30-day suspended jail sentence, and he has to do 1 year probation with an actual probation officer. He has to check in and make sure that he is following all the rules of the court, which sounds like leaving Melody alone is the main thing. So they have to make sure that he is doing just that. So listen, with that being said, y'all, I strongly feel that Martell brought that to, he wrote this long speech on Carlos King's page saying that he was an actor, by the way. Y'all can see this third sentence. All this ish is definitely for TV. We're actors. Carlos, don't delete this. Let's have a real conversation. Now, Carlos actually addressed this on the podcast. He had made a big comment or a statement about it as soon as Martell said it out loud or put it on his page. He said, yeah, we're going to address this one time and one time only on the podcast, which is probably something the legal department told him to do, right? And then he posted it after. But boom. Number one, he said, nobody's an actor on the show. He said, Mel, am I lying? Mel said, nope, nobody's an actor. I can tell you that Martell does try to get his Denzel Washington on, though. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But Mel said, no, you're not. No one's an actor. Martell had accused Carlos of telling him to buy flowers for a scene that he had did in season 6B/7, whatever you want to call it. But he had brought Melody a dozen flowers, and he was also wearing a wedding ring, the same wedding ring that she had given him when they got married. And he had sat at that table with her to have coffee or tea and said that he wanted to smooth things out, that he wants a better relationship with her, that the kids are better when the two of them are working together, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Whole lot of stuff. And Melody basically said, I don't trust you. And the answer is no on everything across the board. No, 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 no. Okay. But Carlos, she said to Carlos, at the end of the day, I didn't for 1 second think that production told Martell to bring flowers because he had just given me 10 dozen flowers just a couple of months ago, back in March or whatever, she said. And so she said, it's not hard to believe that he would bring flowers to this scene. But when Carlos said, what do you think prompted Martell to make that post and to lie, Mel said, I think that he was getting rat-tat-tat-tatted up across his head for, whatever he had going on at home. And so he wanted to create this, diversion and make it seem like it didn't happen. It didn't happen the way it did happen. And Carlos said that he agrees. But y'all, the way this is actually written out, when I went back to look at it, the way he was just so clever in saying it's the show that villainizes him and makes him out to be an abuser and a stalker. And it makes it seem like he wants Melody back, and then also threatening to quit the show. Let me take this banner down so y'all can see it. Him threatening to quit the show, saying, I'm done with y'all making me out to be something I'm not. Film my real life or film nothing at all. All of that, I'm sure he was hoping he could use in court. And he probably did use, and the judge was probably like, look, sir, you actually admitted to doing this on several different occasions. So no, you don't get to do that. But I would not be surprised if this is where this appeal is coming from. He's trying to push it off on the show. He's trying to push it off on the show, which is interesting that he would do, because we all know that the show is actually what's going to incriminate him the most, because of the start of the revenge P, the way it was, the concept was invented in the first place was because of Martell's season 3 reunion, y'all. And if y'all missed the clip, or if you need to see it again, which I encourage you to do so, because when I went back and looked at it, I mean, even though I knew that the man was off his rocker, even then, I was like, you can actually see him thinking it out in his head when he looks up to the sky and go, Mel, you literally was doing to another man what you refused to do to me. Like, he was so, I kid you not, Denzel slash, who else can I throw in here? He was all the actors, okay? He was putting on his best show in this season 3 reunion. When Mel said, I don't remember doing that, he goes, but you told me. Like, he literally stutters just like that. He loses his actual voice. But you told me you did it. You told me you did it, Mel. And then when he gets Mel to say, listen, I said that I was a receiver, not a giver. But if that's what you say, Martell, sure. Because he went, I have it on tape. I have the recording. When Mel said, okay, Martell points, look at his face. He points at the cameraman and says, y'all make sure y'all get that shit, keep that shit on camera. Does he really want this to go to court? Huh? Sir, It was so bad, even Marceau dropped his bald head into his hands, child. Like, Martell, you gotta know better, child. This is so awful. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? Please and thank you. And make sure that you head over to my Instagram page. It is called DYANAROZAY. Check out my stories over there. Look at it for yourself. Even if you've seen it before, it is worth looking at again, because honestly, it's the little things that really make you realize how plotted out this actually was. Okay? Priceless. But anyway, check that out. And yeah, let's get into these new details of the revenge P, okay? Because Mel says to Nell Fletcher in the scene, this is something we had not heard before, that Martell actually sent her a picture where he had put a bar over his junk and left her exposed when he had sent her a picture from a video, a private video they had done together back in 2022. Now, she said when it first went down, she thought, weird. But she wrote the revenge porn really, revenge P really. I pay attention to the promises, not the threats. I had 4 kids some kind of way with you. Hashtag whack. But she said she didn't really put it all the way together until she heard his baby mama on a call saying that she had saw the video and that she had given the video to her sister to see, and who knows where else that video may have gone, but also detailing the actual plot of Martell wanting to put this on a another IG page and pretending like it was another man. So she was like, that is why he had the bar over his own junk. So that is a new detail that was revealed, and still is going to leave behind the worst footprint for Martell. Because why are you sharing that video with anybody, including your baby mama? Why would you share that with anybody, including your baby mama? He's going to have to answer to so much. And now I have to also wonder, because we know that Martell lies quite a bit, right? He's not truthful. He comes across as dishonest on most things. But you sit up there and did all of this. Your mama talking about, my boy just had, you sent my boy to jail for a text. She may have not known all the rest of those details about the actual photo or the screenshot Martell took from the video and sent to Mel with that bar across it. Doesn't matter. Martell had been convicted, was convicted 2 weeks ago. He was convicted after this show has gone back to air. And all of the information that's in this show right now currently could probably be used in court. So it's just wild how he keeps incriminating himself even on the show, y'all. That's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to say, that these are the new details that Melody has released on the show. I said this before. I'm stuttering, but I said this before, that the show had put up this disclaimer saying that there's different forms of domestic violence or DV, and that, people have to recognize it across the board, because everyone keeps saying it's just a picture, or it was just a text, not even a picture. It was just a text. And because people think that it was a text between the two of them, with the two of them, they may be thinking, well, that's not so much a threat. No, the whole thing is a threat. So knowing that how this thing started and how it was progressing is also important. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about all of this in the comment section, please, and thank you. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Check out my stories over there and become a member of my Facebook group too. That is called DYANAROZAY Real Talk. DRRT is the name of the group. DRRT. Listen, I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Hit that like button right now. Also, share the video if you haven't, okay? If you're not a subscriber, become one. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And I will see all of y'all on the next one.